We are going to try this again, but hello and welcome to Sparkman Wharf here in downtown Tampa. It is days like today where we're reminded about how beautiful our city is and how lucky we are to be in this area. Not a cloud in the sky as we are getting prepared for Game 1 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. That game, of course, taking part in Toronto, which is why the Tampa Bay Lightning are having their official watch party here at Sparkman Wharf, where everyone can get a good glance of the game as they put up on the big screen right behind Angela here. Angela, if you can swing around and show the screen that everybody's going to be watching tonight. You don't really get a much better setup than this. I mean, you have all the food vendors over here. You got a beautiful screen to look at. Of course, the sun's going to come down. It's a little hot right now, but no humidity, which has been rare even for this winter. And by puck drop, it's going to be real cozy. But as you can see, some of the seats are already filling up here. And what you can get are some lovely swag items, which I would highly suggest coming down here. They'll also do this for Game 2, by the way, if you can't make it from where you are right now. We're layering out the playoffs 2023 koozies. You see some shirts being given out over here. I think I saw a bottle opener before. There are concession specials where you can get some cheaper drinks. Enjoy your time here in Sparkman Wharf. So they'll also have some prizes and giveaways, special guests. You might be able to win some autographed gear. So a lot of reasons to come out to Sparkman Wharf and watch the game with a bunch of friends, family, random people that you don't know, but they love the Bolts. As you see, Angela got a pair of glasses a little bit before. We were having fun with that. But let's go a little bit over here and talk a little bit about the game very quickly before we talk to some of our friends. First, I want to set the stage. Game 1, of course, is tonight. This is a rematch of last year's series. This is the second time ever that the Bolts and the Maple Leafs have squared off in the playoffs. Of course, last year went 7 games with Nick Paul scoring 2 goals in Game 7 to launch his team into the next round and eventually make their 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. We're hoping to see this team make the 4th straight Stanley Cup final. That stuff has not been done since the 80s with the New York Islanders. We remember all that stuff we were building up last year to see if this team can pull off a three-peat, how gut-wrenching it was for those players. I remember Steven Stamkos in tears after losing Game 6 to the Colorado Avalanche in Amalie Arena. And remember, after the watch party on Thursday, things shift back to Tampa. Game 3 Saturday night inside Amalie Arena. If you can't get tickets inside, because obviously prices are high, you can hang out in Thunder Alley for $5, and that is always a crazy spectacle. Also want to mention that the Leafs, the pressure is on them. They have not won a playoff series since 2004. They have lost a lot of times in the first round, including the last 6 times they've been to the playoffs in consecutive years. So the pressure is all on Toronto, especially in that media market where they are the center of attention. Meanwhile, they got to face the Bolts, who kind of putt-putted their way to the end of the season. You know, they got to the All-Star break. They kind of knew they were going to play Toronto. They said it was a mental battle. They had ups and downs, parts of where they played amazing, other times where they got blown out of the building. But they're thinking that they can flip the switch on when necessary, which starts tonight. They better not lose 5-0 like they did last year. Now, I'm going to come out over here and talk with a couple of my friends here. And I figured we might get one of the bigger Bolts fans out here to talk to us a little bit about the matchup today. First off, for our friends watching on Facebook Live, can you tell us your name and for them to know?
Hi, my name's Stephanie.
Stephanie, and how long have you been a Bolts fan for?
Since day one.
Since day one.
The inaugural game where Conto scored 4 games against the Blackhawks.
That's amazing. Just what is it like being out here and enjoying the watch party with everybody? I know it gets rowdy around here.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great environment.
Oh, 604. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Angela. And then also, what are your predictions for the matchup?
For the whole series?
Yeah.
Bolts in 7.
Bolts in 7. What about tonight?
I don't want to say this, but I kind of think the Leafs are going to take it.
Yeah. You know what? Look, if it's a 7-game series, you're going to take 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
And finally, one last question. If the Bolts win this series, what is going to be the biggest reason?
Goaltending.
I think that's a tremendous point. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you for coming over before. I actually think Andrei Vasilevsky is a great point to bring up because look, when you look at these two teams on paper, you have to mention the fact that they have the big cat versus whatever Toronto has, and the goaltending is going to be the ace in the hole for the team. I don't know about this defense for the Tampa Bay Lightning. The top six kind of are a wash on both sides. The depth for Tampa Bay is a little bit different than what we've seen in the past, especially 2 years ago when they won back-to-back cups. But Andrei Vasilevsky, if he is on his game, you can ride that hot goaltender all the way to a Stanley Cup championship, which is why he won a Conn Smythe a couple of years ago. So we're gonna get prepared for the shows that we got to air on 10 Tampa Bay. So please stick with us. Thank you for joining us on our Facebook Live. You can send some questions on here. We'll answer some later. But on top of that, we'll have plenty to cover on 10 Tampa Bay at 6 o'clock, which is coming up. And then also, we'll have you covered on Night Side with highlights, reactions. We hear from the team. And yeah, we will be riding with this team all the way until the bitter end. I promise you that. So please hit us up on our social media platforms, on 10tampabay.com. And also, you can find me at Closky, WTSP. Thank you for joining us here live from Sparkman Wharf.